Russia-Ukraine news. The wealthy individual who likes to take vacations in Ukraine. Viktor Gushon has positioned himself as a thorn in the side of Moldova, as he owns nearly all of Transnistria and has successful businesses in Ukraine. It was a strange moment when an unknown team stunned Real Madrid, the reigning world champions, 2-1. It was a historic night for FC Sheriff Tiraspol in 2021, as they also became the first team from Moldova to advance to the group stage of the UEFA Champions League. A group of young people, all of whom were under the age of 26, had formed in the ruins of the Soviet Union and conquered the world. Who were these mysterious black men, though? 1. Viktor Gushon, a mysterious figure who controls the small territory of Transnistria, holds the key to the country's success. Transnistria, a breakaway region in Moldova recognized by almost no one, has an improbable history that revolves around Gushon. Gushon used to be a KGB agent, which means he was a Soviet Union-based policeman and spy. Gushon fought on the front lines of the Transnistrian War, which broke out when Transnistria declared independence after the Soviet Union collapsed. Many of the Ilascu group, who sought to unite Moldova with Romania, were eventually arrested, and it is believed that he played a role in their capture. In 1993, Gushon and fellow ex-KGB agent Ilya Kazmily established the Sheriff Holding Company, which is now Transnistria's second-largest business after the Moldova Steelworks. Sheriff started out in the cigarette and alcohol industry, but it quickly grew to encompass virtually every sector of Transnistria's economy. Expert on the area Keith Harrington said, "He owns the supermarkets, the Wi-Fi, the gas stations, all the good stuff. As the saying goes, Sheriff owns everything." Gushon's estimated $2 billion, £1.5 billion, fortune has made him one of the wealthiest people in the former Soviet Union. After Russia annexed Crimea in 2014, Gushon expanded his business there as well as in Ukraine, Cyprus, and Germany. "I can't fathom how he could have pulled this off." Matei Roska, a Romanian journalist writing for the Daily Beast, suggests that Gushon's work is intricately tied to, or at least dependent on, Vladimir Putin by writing that Gushon is thought to maintain continuing links to the Kremlin. Roxana Frey and Jonas Muller-Tower, in an investigative piece, went even further, calling Gushon Putin's sheriff. Gushon is a Ukrainian citizen with land and property holdings in the Kyiv and Odessa regions, according to Schemes, a joint venture of RFE, RL's Ukrainian service and UA. Per She Television, though it is unknown whether he is still in possession of these assets given the outbreak of war. It is believed that through affiliated businesses, he owns a 600-square-meter vacation home in Odessa, where he spends time with his family. The property spans some 6,000 square meters and features 2 docks, security buildings, a garden, vineyards, a gazebo, and a guest house. The government real estate registry classifies his alleged holdings in Odessa as recreational, and they are located in a region spanning both sides of the Danube River. According to the reports, he also owned agricultural land outside of Kyiv. According to the report, anonymous sources at the State Migration Service revealed that someone had recently visited one of Gushon's properties after crossing the border using a Ukrainian passport bearing the same name and date of birth as the tycoon. Around 60% of Transnistria's economy was under Gushon's control in 2021. But his impact extends beyond that. Former Transnistrian President Igor Smirnov, a Russian-born former engineer who won power in the region's first-ever elections, was a major factor in the rise to power of Sheriff and, by extension, Gushon. Sheriff received tax breaks and exemptions from customs duties in exchange for supporting Transnistrian government policy, and it is believed that members of Smirnov's family were given positions of prominence within the company as a reward. Following the massive corruption scandal that followed Smirnov's 2011 election loss in Transnistria, all references to Sheriff's ties to him quickly faded from public consciousness. Gushon apparently wanted the area to move on and forget about their history together. His Mr. Harrington claims the newly formed Obnovlenie, the Renewal Party, is nothing more than a guise for Sheriff to advance its own interests and maintain its monopoly in Transnistria. The Renewal Party, which only existed for about 5 years, managed to win a majority of the seats in the Parliament of Transnistria, with about 23 of the 43 seats, and many more went to its natural allies. Presently, it has 29 of the 33 seats. The parliament is owned by Sheriff, Mr. Harrington declared. The Communists are the only remaining opposition, and they are a tiny minority. Sheriff and Gushon are starting to feel quite at home in their new roles. This year's discovery of the body of Oleg Korzhan, head of the Communist Party in Transnistria, in his office only bolstered his already secure position. Now, the sole opposition party was without its leader, a man who had fought renewal for years and survived multiple assassination attempts.